Hello. Uh, Before I begin, no, I'm sorry if I tend to look at in other direction because my camera is attached on my keyboard and the orientation is not dili nice ang angle ba. So um if it's bothering you, let it be na lang ha. So to start with, no, welcome to our first asynchronous class session. For this week, we will continue with Module 1. And previously, we already discussed the following topics: the introduction to ecology, biodiversity, ecosystem, climate, and population growth. Now, we're still in Module 1, but in Chapter 2, we will focus on the environmental challenges that we face. So, along with this lecture video and for the remaining semester, no, in every lecture video that I'll be sending to you, there will be activities that you need to accomplish. It is important that you watch the entire video so you can access and be informed about the week's tasks and assignment, which will be part of your graded participation and assessment. So, are we clear? Now, let's start. So, during our last meeting, I have able to present to you this slide. It is the poverty incidence among basic sectors, and we can see that fisher folks and farmers are among the basic sectors that has higher poverty incidence. So that was the data from previous years of the poverty incidence among basic sectors in the Philippine setting. So why does the environment will suffer when there are people when there are a lot of people kanang poor, no? The main reason is because poverty forces the people to prioritize survival over sustainability. Pag pobre ka, di naman ka makahuna-huna usahay og buhato na to ni kay mo ni maayo because your priority is to provide for your family or for yourself. So if there are a large and a growing population, there is also increase of consumption. And consumption, we define consumption as the human use of material and energy. And this basic material and energy, we get it or we outsource it from our environment. Also, our nation is in pressure of increasing their economic growth. This is the expansion of outputs of the nation's goods and services. And sometimes, these are taken sa atoang environment. No? So poverty is a condition in which people are unable to meet their basic needs. And that basic needs is the food, the clothing, the shelter, education, and health. In the Philippines, we have a clear explanation or definition of a poor, no? According to Republic Act 8425 of 1997, the Social Reform and Poverty Alleviation Act, we define poor as individuals or families whose income fall below the poverty threshold. And this poverty threshold is defined by NEDA. Kani nga mga tao or mga family, they cannot afford in a sustained manner to provide their minimum basic needs for food, health, education, housing, and other essential amenities of life. Now, in 2023 lang, according to NEDA, a Filipino family with 5 members needed around 13,873 pesos on average per month para ma-meet nila ang ilahang basic food and non-food nga needs. While those people living in NCR, kay mas taas man ang ilang living expenses 15,713 pesos ang gikinahanglan nila on average per month para ma-meet nila ang ilahang basic needs. Now, how about if ang Filipino family kay naay 6 members unya ang ilahang on average 13,873 lang gyapon, still they are considered poor, no? Even if nakaabot sila ana nga data, but kay kani manggod is strict siya sa 5 members of the family only. So among population, there is 15.5% of Filipino people were considered poor in 2003 nga definition nga of poverty threshold na giset ni NEDA. And this 15.5% is equivalent to 17.54 million ka-poor Filipinos. And among families, 10.9% of Filipino families were poor in 2003, which translates to 2.99 million poor Filipino families. So the more nga poor ang sa country, the more pod ang consumption, the more ang environmental challenges because we prioritize survival over sustainability. Mo na ang tendency sa individual. In the previous slides, no, we have discussed na pag there are a large population, that it tends to have a large consumption among people. But there is what we called a global resource disparity. Nga. We thought that is the case, but in reality, there is a gap in resource consumption between highly developed countries which tend to have kaning low rates of population growth compared to less developed countries nga daghan og nga taas og kaning rates of population growth. Where this resource disparity came from? So, di ba? These countries like USA, Canada, countries in the Europes and Japan, although uban sila is gamay og population compared to less developed countries like kanang Bangladesh, um they have this high level of consumption man god, although they have this means or technological means to address environmental issues, but their high level of consumptions also arises a waste generation challenges in obtaining true sustainability. That's why they are a major contributors to global greenhouse gas emissions, and they bear significant responsibility for mitigating climate change kung imong boto na naon, because they are benefiting economically, but the environmental impacts, no, ang less developed countries and some of the moderate countries also suffers unya. Ang benefit sa economic sila lang, highly developed countries lang. Among the effects that we suffer equally from industrialization, no, ang industrialization mostly pagyud ang mga dagko contributors ani kay mga highly developed countries. So this is the greenhouse effect. Now in the left side, this is the normal greenhouse gases, in which some heat uh, continues into space while the rest trapped by greenhouse gases. So dili tanang heat nga mosulod no kay makagawa, so kani siya magud importante siya to have a kaning comfortable nga temperature for all living organisms. So there is less gas and less heat nga matrap sa atmosphere. Now in the right side, pag mag-increase ang greenhouse gases, mas maglisod na gawas tong mga na-trap nga gas. Mas maglisod na sila escape sa earth and then mogawas padulong dito sa space. So in that case, it will cause a rising temperature of the planet. And pag naay rise of temperature, there are a lot of impacts or effects pud ni sa ato ang resources and in the planet as a whole. Among the example is the water resource na to. So sa global resource disparity, no, although ang highly developed countries, they have this low population but they have higher consumption, still na ay environmental impacts, and this environmental impacts dili lang pud siya dako nga impacts ang naa pud sa highly developed countries, but there is a larger impacts pud nga naa sa ato ang developing and less developed na mga countries. That's why there is a global resource disparity, and we already know naman na among the effects of industrialization is global warming, and mo domino effect naman gud ni ang global warming. So naay pag-rise sa temperature, and when there is a temperature rise, there is also an increase in the evaporation. That is why it will cause nga maughan ang mga yuta or our land reservoir. So during high temperature, more evaporation, then it will cause to less rainfall. And other than that, as organisms na dependent ito sa water, our physiological and metabolic processes, humans, plants, and animals tend to consume more water for drinking, for the irrigation, for cooling, and also in the industry. So there are two types of water scarcity. We have the physical and the economic. What is the difference between the two? When we say physical water scarcity, it is the demand of outpacing limited water resources. So in that region, limited lang ang ilang resources, and then mas malimit pagid ni og ayo when there is an increase in their population and unpredictable or extreme nga mga weather factors. So, physically, maglisod ang ilahang water resources nga mo meet sa mga demand. While in the economic water scarcity is na ay enough water, physical water na resources. However, there is a poor management. There is a lack of water infrastructure. For example, in the Philippines, there is a Philippines, daghan man tag water resources. But atong problema is mismanagement sa ato ang water resources, and also wala tay enough na infrastructure. That is why napay mga lugar nga walay tubig, or if naman say tubig dili limpyo, or dili mainom ang ilahang mga tubig. Here in Iligan City, there are times, no, there are events man to nga halos 1 week to 2 weeks wala tay agas. Not because wala tay tubig, but because sa atong infrastructure. Natay problema sa atong infrastructure. So that is economic water scarcity. So in the map presented, there's data from the International Water Management Institute. Countries that has color deep blue, they have little or no water scarcity. And in the Philippines, we can see naman na we are in deep blue, and some areas are in the economic water scarcity because again, we are so abundant with our water resources. However, we lack water infrastructure, and there are mismanagement, underdeveloped ang pag-access sa toang mga water resources, and also problems with unregulated water use for our agriculture and industrial use. And some of our communities, lalo na sa mga rural areas, they have this water resources, but problema lang is dili mainom, no? So those are the common problem we face in our country. However, there are also cases nga naatay mga physical water scarcity, and probably among the cause is our mga environmental challenges like climate change. So there will be a quiz for this topic, Module 1, Chapter 2, the environmental challenges that we face. But I am requiring you to first finish the entire lecture. Ay mo mag-take sa quiz, no? You can just screenshot or take photo na lang sa QR code and the instruction on how to enter the quiz. To join the quiz, you may use any device to open joinmyquiz.com or use the link and then enter the join code 53316354. Or you can simply scan the QR code para ma-access ninyo ang quiz. By the way, the quiz deadline is on September 2, 2025 at exactly 11:59 p.m. And I am advising you again, no, reminding lang, you should really finish first the entire discussion. Ay mo mag-answer para dali ra ninyo mas ma-answeran and mas masabtan sa ninyo ang problems. And kindly use your last name when entering your name, no, para mas dali na ko ma-monitor kung kinsa na tong naka-take na sa quiz. With all our demands and consumption, no, ginakuha nato ni siya sa ato ang resources. And there are two main types of resources, the non-renewable and the renewable. So ang basic nga kalahian lang ani nila is when we say non-renewable, they are natural resources that are present in limited supplies and they are depleted as they are used. While ang renewable, ma-renew siya, so ma-replace ba siya in using a natural processes, and we can forever use it, and provided lang nga we will not overexploit the renewable resources. So among the example of renewable resources, the biomass, geothermal, hydropower, solar, and wind. Now, they are renewable resources, while non-renewable ang coal, natural gas, petroleum, propane, and uranium. And there are other more, no? Kani sila is ma-deplete ragid ni ang pag-use nato ani nga mga resources. So what is the effects of, or what are the effects of population growth on our natural resources? So, di ba, in your observation, developing countries often depend on selling their natural resources like minerals, oil, forests, and crops to richer countries. For example, kita, mga developing country man ang Philippines, we tend to sell our natural resources sa ilaha. We export them. And these highly developed countries continue to grow because they import resources from less developed ones or from maning developing countries or mga moderate to less developing nga mga countries. And take note that larger population mean higher use of resources and more environmental damage. But not everyone uses our resources equally, no? Ang consumption nato nagdepend sa atong economic status, if we are rich or poor, our our geography, rural or urban or coastal or inland. So you can see naman po sa kaning poverty incidence nga threshold, no, nga naay lahi-lahi nga threshold ang rural and urban. And then also the culture and lifestyle that we have and our personal choices. So the larger the population consumes more resources and cause more environmental damage. But again, dili man equal ang pagconsumption sa individual. It has a lot of factors, and we associated these factors with economic status, geography, culture, and other social and personal factors. No, kasi for example, kung nakay dako nga means, although ikaw lang isa, pero nakay dako nga means nga mo gasto and mo buy og other materials and needs nga excess or dili nimo basic need, so you tend to have a larger consumption. Understand na in every individual we are we have a basic nga consumption and other kay mga more than basics, no, but what we want to achieve in every nation or country is sustainability means um, when the environment can function indefinitely without going to decline from the stresses that human society imposes on the natural system. So, unsa atong focus diri sa sustainability? We want to stabilize human population. We want to prevent pollution, if possible, no, where possible, and we want to restore the degraded environments. We want to use our resources efficiently. We want to protect our natural ecosystem and educate our children and adults nganong importante man ni, because the more educated they are, the more aware they are, and the more kaning conscious they are in the consumption. And we want to prevent and reduce waste. We want to eradicate hunger and poverty, because again, hunger and poverty, no, naga automatic magod ang tao is in survival mode of and chooses survival mode over sustainability. Na mosulod sa environmental science. Sustainability and environmental science are closely linked. No, they're closely linked. Environmental science is the studies how natural system work and how human activities impact the environment. Its goal is to develop solutions to environmental problems. While sustainability is the guiding principle of environmental science, It focusing on the balancing of environmental health, economic growth, social equity to meet the current needs without compromising future generations. In short, environmental science provides us the knowledge and tools, while sustainability is ang goal of creating that balance and long-term na approach, not only for now, but ang atong goal is para sa future use or sa future generation nga naa pa sila'y maabtan. That is why we wanted our a healthy management of our resources, and as well as implementing environmental protection. Now, there are components of environmental science, ang mga natural sciences, as well as social sciences, and other sciences pa. In natural sciences, kanin, mga biology, chemistry, earth science, physics, and medicine. These are components or kaning part no ng mga sub-studies sa environmental science. And also social sciences. Of course, we also want to talk here about the human activities. Ngunang naay social sciences. So the goal of environmental science is to develop a sustainable world and to study environmental problems and issues and how are we gonna address them. That ends our discussion for chapter 2. For the next chapter, our topic will be sustainability and human values. So, reminding lang no na our quiz deadline will be on September 2. So, kindly comply na and then use your last name when entering the quiz game. So, thank you very much. God bless.